Hello, everybody. Welcome to 21st Century IAS Academy, Delhi's upscale meditational mentorship UPSC Confidence Covenant program. This is Goli Varsha. I'm sure you're taking the tests seriously and writing them consistently every single day. On this positive note, we shall see the test explanation for CSAT questions given on 10th of November 2023. Let us look into the first question. Number of digits in the square root of 993636484. They're asking you the number of digits in the square root of this particular number. Okay, first of all, do not get scared by seeing this large number. And if you're trying to directly find out the square root and then count the digits, it is going to be a very, very laborious process. So do not do that. Then what should you do? You should do the following, whichever I'm saying, to save your time and use it for the next question. Okay. Now see, for example, 144. What is the square root of 144? It's 12. What are the number of digits? 2 digits, right? Now, what is the square root of 25? It is 5. Number of digits is 1. Okay. So, the number of digits in the square root will depend on the number of digits of the number that is given. Alright. So, if n is that particular number, that is the number of digits, then if n is an even number, then n by 2 is the number of digits of the square root. If n is an odd number, then it will be n plus 1 by 2. Okay. See here, n is an odd number, 3. Now, what are the number of digits in the square root? It is 3 plus 1 by 2, that is equal to 2. And here you see, here 2 digits, so 2 by 2 it's 1. So the same thing we will use here. Okay, so count the number of digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 digits, n is an odd number here. So number of digits in the square root is what? 9 plus 1 by 2, that is 10 by 2, that is 5. So 5 is the answer. Alright, yeah. Next question. The least number which must be added to 2028 to make it a perfect square is. Now, do not get afraid that you don't know squares or cubes of number. Just see, use common sense and go by the options. Now, start checking with every option. Now, first it's 88, right? So 2028 plus 88 is how much? It's 2116, right? Now, you have to check whether 2116 is a perfect square or not. How would you do that? You have to use a method called factorization. It might sound like a very big word, but you all know this, okay? So it is called factorization. 2116. 2 ones are 205 and then you get 8. 2 ones are 2 5 29 are. Now here it is. See, this though you should know. Cubes and squares of the numbers from 1 to 30, you have to be thorough. 529 is square of 23. Okay, so 2116 can be written as what? 2 into 2 into 23 into 23. Now this 2 and 23, 2 into 23 into 2 into 23. Grouping. So 2 into 23 is what? 46 into 46. So 2116 is a perfect square and square root is 46. So 88 is the correct answer. Alright. So going by options here is the best method. Yeah. Now next question. The smallest whole number that is to be multiplied with 59535 to make it a perfect square is x. Okay. The sum of the digits of x is. Okay. Now here you have to again use factorization method because you will get to know what number is to be multiplied. Then we'll find out the sum. Okay. Now here 59535. 5 ones are 519, then 0 and 7. 3 table because sum of the digits is divisible by 3, right? 9 plus 1, 10. 10 plus 8 is 18. So yeah. 3s are, 9s are, 6 are, 9s are again. This is also divisible by 3. 3 ones are, 3 threes are, 3 twos are, yeah. This is also again divisible by 3. So 3 ones are, 3 fours are, 4s are, 1. Now 441. This is also divisible by 3 because 4 plus 4 plus 1 is 6. So it is divisible by 3. So 441 is also divisible by 3. 3's are 3 1's are 3 4's are 12. 3 7's are 147 is also divisible by 3. 3 1's are here you will get 3 4's, 3 9's. 27. Yeah. Now this is 7 into 7. Now you will write it as 5 into 3 square into 3 square into 3 into 7, right? Now into 7, this 7 is also there, no? So now this fellow is having square, this fellow is having square, this fellow is also having square. 15 is idle, okay? It is not having any pair, so you have to get a pair for this, which means you have to multiply this with 15 in order to make a number perfect square, okay? What is the smallest whole number that is to be multiplied? This is the smallest whole number that it needs to be multiplied to this one to make it a perfect square, okay? So 15 is that number which has to be multiplied. Now what are they asking? The sum of the digits, so this is x, sum of the digits of x is what? 1 plus 5, this is 6. And what will be the square root of the number? It will be 1 3, another 3, 1 7 and 1 15. Okay, this is the square root, but they didn't ask you that, no? So don't bother about it. But if they ask you, this is the method. 1 plus 5 is 6. So 6 is the answer, D. Next question. If the measure of side of a square is a natural number, then the possible measure of its area in square centimeters is. Okay, what are they saying? The measure of side of a square is a natural number, which means decimals are not there. 0 is also not there. Then the possible measure of its area in square centimeters. Now what is the area of a square? If x is the side, x square is the area. Okay. Now indirectly they are asking you which of the following numbers is a perfect square. It is 81. Okay. You have to understand the question. Then it will be easy for you to answer. Okay. Yeah. Next. And you should also know that natural numbers will not have decimals. It is 1 to infinity, but without decimals. Okay. Yeah. Next, the sum of two positive numbers is 16 and the difference between the square is 64. What is the sum of their squares? Okay, let the positive numbers be x and y. Okay, so x plus y is what? 16, and difference between their square, which means x square minus y square is equal to 64. Then what is the sum of their squares? Now you should understand one thing. There's a formula, a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. This is basic, so use it here. X plus y into x minus y is equal to 64. So what is x plus y? 16 into x minus y is equal to 64. 16 1, 16 4s. X minus y is what? 4. Now what are they asking? Sum of the squares. Whose squares? X square and y square. Now for that you have to find out the value of x and y. Now this is one equation, this is one. You add them. What you will get? 2x is equal to 20. X is equal to 10. If you add them, this y will go. And 16 plus 4 is how much? 20, right? And x plus x is 2x. So x is 10. Now what if x is 10, what is the value of y? If x is 10, what is the value of y? Y is 6. Now 10 square is 100. X square plus y square is what is required, right? So 10 square is 100. 100 plus 6 square is 36. So the answer is 136. Okay. So here you have to know this and properly you have to do the calculation. Next, what is the least number that can be multiplied to 87880 to make it a perfect cube? Okay. Again here you have to use factorization. Okay. That is the easiest way. Alright. Otherwise, you can also go by the options. However, if they are asking you the sum of the least number that has to be, sum of the digits of the least number that has to be multiplied, then you cannot go by options, no? Like we have seen in the previous question. this question. If you have to go by options, you can go, but here in this question, you cannot go, okay, because they are asking you the sum of the digits, okay, but whereas in this question, you can go by options, all right. Anyways, we will go by factorization only, because by options, you can solve it easily. Factorization method, 87880, it's 243940 and 21970 and 2 1 then 0 then 18, so you will get 9, 1 is left over, so 8, 16, 1, 5. Okay, now 5 table will come into picture. 5 2s are 10, 5 1s and 5 9s, 5 7. Now 13 table, 13 1s, 13 6 and then 13 9s, 13 13. Okay, now perfect cube, right? So you have to get into triplets, 3 3 3 3 3 3, same numbers, you should have 3. Okay, 2 you have 3, so 2 cube, into 13 you have 3, so 13 cube, into 5 you have only 1. Poor fellow, because he has no companion, no? So 5, only 1, he is a single. So in order to make it a cube, this 5 fellow also has to get 2 more 5s, okay, which means 5 into 5, 25. So 25 is the required number, all right? Yeah. Now next, what is the number of decimal places in a cube root of a number having 81 decimal places? Oh my god, this seems like, will you write 81 decimal places and then see? No. Here you have to use common sense and see that a number of decimal places gets added when 2 or more numbers are multiplied. Okay, see, if you are multiplying 0.2 into 0.2, what would you get? It is not 0.4, no, it is 0.04. Why? Because 0.2 is what? 2 by 10 into 2 by 10, 4 by 100, 0.04. If you have to write in decimal, now 4 by 100 is there, now I'll write 1 by 25. No, we are talking about, this is also correct, but if you want to write it in decimal, it is this. To show this, I've taken the example, okay. To show what? To show you that the number of decimal place gets added when 2 or more numbers are multiplied. Okay, now the decimal place of this is only 1. Here also it's 1, but when you're multiplying, what is happening? It is becoming 2. All right. So if you're taking cube, then what will happen? You have to multiply into 0.2, and what will happen? It will become 0.008. All right. So you have 3 decimal places. Now, if the number has 81 decimal places, then the cube root will have how many? Now, how many places is the cube root of 0.008 is having? What is the cube root of 0.008? It is 0.2. Now you see how many decimal places is it having? It is having only 1. How much is this number having? 3. Now how will you trace back to the number? It is by 3. How many decimal places is the actual number having, or the cube root is having? It is total number of decimal places by 3. Alright. So 81 by 3 will be your answer. 3 ones are, 3 twos are, then you have 27. So here D is the answer. Alright. What is the product of two consecutive odd numbers? The difference of whose square is 64. Now here two consecutive odd numbers. If n is one odd number, then n plus 2 is the next odd consecutive number. Why? Because see this example. Say 11 is one odd number. Now what is the next number? It's 12. N plus 1 is 12. So this is not odd number. This is even number, right? So the next odd number would be 13. Okay, if n is this one, how will you get to 13? N plus 2. So, always be very careful when they say two consecutive odd numbers, you have to take n and n plus 2, not n and n plus 1. Alright, yeah. The difference of whose square is 64. The difference of squares n square and n plus 2 square is 64. Okay, so in equation form it will be n plus 2 whole square minus n square is equal to 64. And there's a formula which I told you, right? A square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. Okay, so that you will use here, n plus 2 plus n into n plus 2 minus n, because this is entirely a, this is entirely b. Okay, when you compare with this formula. Now this and this is gone. 2n plus 2 into 2 is equal to 64. 2 ones are 2 32s are, right? Now if I take 2 common, n plus 1 is equal to 32. 2 ones, 2 16s, n is equal to 15. Okay, now n is equal to 15. What is n plus 2? It is 17. Now what are they asking? Product of these two numbers. Now what is 15 into 17? It is 255. C is the answer. Okay, next. If the measure of a side of a cube is a natural number, then the possible measure of its volume in cubic centimeters is. Okay, now what is the volume of a cube? If A is the side, length of the side, then A cube is its volume. Alright, so indirectly he is asking you which of the following numbers is a perfect cube. Okay, so which of the following numbers is a perfect cube? See, these can't be, because when they gave that it is a natural number. Decimals can't be the answer because they said they are natural numbers. The side is a natural number. So decimals cannot be the answer. Now, in between B and C, 27 is the answer. And what is the side of that cube? If at all they ask, it will be 3 centimeters, because cube root of 27 is 3. Alright. So by observing, you can answer this question. Next, the product of sum and difference of two natural numbers is 32. What is the difference of the squares of the numbers? If you didn't understand the question at first instance, read it second time, this question. Okay. Now, let the two natural numbers be x and y, and product of sum and difference. Product of, this is the sum and this is the difference. Product is 32. Then what are they asking? What is the difference of squares of the numbers? Suppose if you do not know that a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b, then you would definitely think that it cannot be determined and you will mark that and come out of the examination hall. But it's not like that. Because you have listened to this class and because you know this formula, a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b, you will write this particular equation in this form, x square, because this is a plus b into a minus b form, right? So it will translate to what? X square minus y square. So x square minus y square is equal to 32. This is the thing which we can derive. Now what are they asking? What is the difference of the squares of the numbers? This is the answer. X square minus y square is what they asked. 32. Cannot be determined is not the answer. Be very, very careful, okay? Yeah.
This is it for today. Practice these methods consistently, revise them, and you will be very confident about CSAT paper. Always remember, 10 questions a day keeps your CSAT fear at bay. All the best.